I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, and before we do roll call, we'll go ahead and swear in our two newest board members. So Ken, we're going to start with you, because that's what they told me to start with.
Okay. I stand here?
We have photos.
Stand here? Stand up there? I think you gotta go up there.
You're on camera.
Stand right here so she can get your. What's this? I don't think they, right? You just want the picture?
Yeah, right there is great.
Okay. All right, raise your right hand. I, Ken Dickerson,
I, Ken Dickerson,
having been elected
having been elected
or appointed to the office
or appointed to the office
of school board member,
of school board member,
but have not yet entered
but have not yet entered
upon the duties thereof,
upon the duties thereof,
swear or affirm
swear or affirm
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Wisconsin,
of the State of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully discharge
and will faithfully discharge
the duties of said office
the duties of said office
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Got it.
And Kelly.
All in one go, right?
Raise your right hand. I, Kelly Remus,
I, Kelly Remus,
having been elected
having been elected
or appointed to the office
or appointed to the office
of school board member,
of school board member,
but have not yet entered
but have not yet entered
upon the duties thereof,
upon the duties thereof,
swear or affirm
swear or affirm
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully discharge
and will faithfully discharge
the duties of said office
the duties of said office
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Welcome.
Yes.
All right, I will then move on to roll call. So I will note that Nate is not present. Is he online?
No, he's not joining us.
Okay. So no Nate. Ken,
Here.
Guy,
Here.
Kelly,
Here?
and Jeff is here. Any public comment?
No.
All right, having none, we will move on to the student council update.
Yeah, go for it. Okay,
Come on up and welcome.
Hi. So we would like to report we're getting new tables for up at the complex for where like the concession stands are, so people have a place to sit like during football games.
Nice.
And then we're gonna be changing the amount of scholarships like that we give. So we're going to have a total of $2,000 that we give for scholarships, split up between however many there.
It will be between either 4 candidates getting $500 each or 2 candidates getting $2,000 each, depending on how. 1,000, sorry.
And then we're also have decided on our theme for homecoming next year, and it's gonna be fairy tales. So the seniors are doing the Three Little Pigs, the juniors are doing Aladdin, the sophomores are doing Princess and the Pea, and then the freshmen are doing Snow White. So that's what we have for today. Anything else?
Who are you? What's your
I'm
role?
Addison Steers, and I am the student council president for next school year.
Good thing Nate's not here, he'd be asking.
Your sister gave us pictures and treats, and so she set the standard pretty high.
Okay, I'll start doing that.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Adam.
And you're welcome to stay as long as you want or leave whenever you want. All right, then, and I believe we have no Celebrate Fall River tonight?
Our celebration is the end of the school year and the continuation of our construction project.
Awesome. All right, well then, we'll move on to the consent agenda. I will note some of the contents that we had in advance. So we both have the minutes from the April 15th meeting, as well as the special board meetings on the 5th and the 13th of May. I did want to just highlight that there was a procedural error in the voting of the
school board member on the 5-5 meeting, and so we reconvened on the 13th to overcome that procedural issue. So just highlighted that that's documented. And we also had the payroll and voucher detail as provided, kind of line by line detail. So any questions about the consent agenda? Hearing none, I will take a motion to approve consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
All right, we have a motion by Guy.
I'll
We have a
second.
seconded by Ken. All those in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. All right, we'll move on to a treasurer's report.
So mostly for Kelly, there's a bunch of papers in there, and the first ones are a bunch of bills that have been paid, it limits who's gonna be, all the disbursements, and then you have two sheets, and the first one looks like this. It's a spreadsheet that I have that separates out each fund, and we'll go through funds when we have our little orientation later. But it says the total budget and the total year's expenses and revenues at this point in the year, last year and this year, so we can do a comparison, how we doing this year compared to last year. And I've broken down why we're over or under in previous months with everybody, so there's really no change in that. But then the second sheet breaks down the expenditures even more detailed by what's called object code, salaries, benefits, and other things. And that gives a little more breakdown of where the differences are from last year to this year. But it just gives us a snapshot, how we doing this year compared to how we did last year. So that's what you'll see each month in this report. And if there's ever any questions you have leading into the meeting, just let us know ahead of time, so that if one board asks a question, that all get the same answer, because we don't answer like, Jeff asked, why would you spend this? I don't just tell him, I want to tell the entire board, so they all hear the same thing. The only thing I want to tell you about financially is that, in your packet, I wrote that it looks like the state legislature and governor got together, came up with an education package. We're going to get our special education reimbursement fully funded to 42.7 this year and 50% next year, and then it got defeated in the legislature. So that's out the door for this year. It's very unfortunate. We had a Baird model all updated with that in, and then we threw that away. So by the June meeting, we will update, I think Jennifer, Andrea, and I have been working with Colleen to get the full budget done by the June board meeting, and we'll update the model completely for that meeting so that you can approve the budget in June and give you the projection based on what we know today. But that kind of threw a monkey wrench into what we were planning, so.
Finance committee, when you walked us through the Baird model, did that have the special ed funding in it?
It did not.
It did not? Okay.
No,
So
it
we
did not.
hadn't seen the.
You hadn't seen
okay.
that. We were excited to show it to you tonight, because it was not next year, but the year after, about $100,000 difference.
Mm-hmm.
And now I expect that whatever happens with the legislature, that some of that's gonna come back, but it'll be delayed by a year, I think,
Okay.
so.
Our fiscal year runs 7/1,
7/1 to June 1, June 30th, yeah.
All right, any questions for Mr. Burr on the treasurer's report? Then I will take a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
I'll make a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
We have a motion by Guy. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Oh, go ahead, Kelly.
Seconded by Kelly. She's in the books.
Jeff, did we?
All those in favor, vote aye. All those opposed.
If you do the consent agenda, that's for both A and B?
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
All right, gifts and donations.
Booster Club gave a donation for middle school baseball. The PPO gave a donation for extra classroom calculators in the middle school, and also money for a 7th grade field trip. Bandit Wrestling Club donated money to the wrestling team. Severson Automotive donated funds for a teacher appreciation lunch, which fed us for days. That was so, it was, they,
Covered the district.
some of it.
Administration covered.
Okay, but we got
The other
tequilas,
half.
and so who doesn't enjoy that? So that was really nice. And then the Farmers and Merchants Union Bank donated money to the trap team.
Where are the 7th graders going?
7th grade went to Horicon Marsh.
Oh.
And Nitschke Mounds.
Oh, no, I said that wrong. I'm sorry. 7th grade went to Discovery World. And they got to do some dissections and fun science things while they were there. 6th graders went to Horicon Marsh, yep.
And for the notes, it was Tequila's Restaurant. I'm excited about getting
During lunch.
If someone's watching, not from our small town, they know what we're talking about.
We had a lot of fun in school.
All right, we will move on to a update from the Building and Grounds Committee.
All right, there's two sheets that you got at the Buildings and Grounds Committee. Kenny, do you want to share what we learned there?
Yeah, so the first thing we're gonna start with is the roof for the pool. It's in incredibly rough shape. It needs to be fixed. Mr. Anderson got, I think, 3 different bids. The one that appeared to be the best, based on a warranty, based on price, based on everything, would be the Great Lakes Roofing. You can go through and you can read the stuff with that. The Building and Ground would recommend an additional, what did it say, R value 15, correct?
So the current R value for the insulation that can remain is estimated at R20. The bid spec is to add a half inch would give us roughly 3, which would be a total of 23. For an additional $10,000, we could put a 2.6 inch layer of polyiso insulation on top of that, which would give us an R value of around R35.
35.
Total. And I think. that's
Which is-
something right now we have about R20, give or take. Very
Right.
little.
Yeah.
But we want to increase that for energy costs, and I
Yeah.
do need to look into if there's some money we can regain back from Focus on
Right.
energy for that as well. But it would cost 10,000 more to go from an additional 3 to an additional 15.
Right. Which is still, I believe it's like right at the price of the other one with
It
it.
is.
So it's a way better deal. I think with the warranty, 25-year manufacturer and membrane warranty, 20-year labor warranty, which I think is outstanding. So I guess the committee would like to recommend,
That was compared to a 10-year.
yeah,
Yeah,
the other one was a 10-year, thank you, guys.
warranty instead of.
Would recommend Great Lakes Roofing with the additional R15 insulation.
What do you have, Brian?
The other bid was 10-year manufacturer warranty,
And 2
but
year.
only 2 years for workmanship.
Yeah. Almost 3 times the.
And we struggled with that with this roof.
Yep.
Right.
So that'll be one of the bids, one of the action items later tonight.
Okay.
I would also like to note too that I did check references on all the companies too, and it aligned exactly with, I had my own references too, not besides the ones they gave us.
Okay. Well, we will hold that until new business,
Yep.
but,
There's more.
Yep, the second thing we talked about was the CTE finishing room. There was 2 options, essentially, get a door in there and ready to maybe get the finishing room to where we want it in the future, or to just make it exactly how we want it right now. The requirement potentially with the new codes is that if we don't do it now, it may never be able to get done because the codes would make it monetarily almost just too expensive. So, with that, you got anything else, Mr. Seichter, to add to that?
No, I mean, it's gonna, we're doing the whole rest of the area down there. It was an oversight just because there was that block of that was not really getting touched, and we just didn't think of it, but it is a room that's used a lot. I would say it's probably used 60% of the year, at the beginning of the semester, we're not obviously finishing projects, so it's something that would be greatly used by both the wood side and the metal side, so.
Yeah,
And it increases safety for the
The health and
kids.
safety of the kids is a huge determinant factor for that too. I guess financially, maybe Dennis, you can help out with where that funding is
Yep.
coming from, but the money's there for it, so it's not like we have to find money, which I think is a good thing, so,
it's there in which fund?
well, that's what he's gonna
I'll
help
show
us
it
out
to you
with.
when we go through
Okay.
the rest of the documents and when we do that one.
That's all right. Everyone's got stuff to do. And then the last one is the air handler. The air handler for the new art room essentially doesn't have enough CFMs to go through all of it. So there's two options. One, essentially put a Band-Aid on it, make stuff spin a lot faster, get some air on the existing, or to just, is it a rebuild or a brand new one?
So it would be the same enclosure for the air handler, but it would be an increased CFM fan, which is the proper way to do it, and it's the safest way to do it in terms of not running into some issues later with it not performing exactly what we want it to do.
And if it doesn't perform how it's supposed to, it could cost us occupancy, being able to get that before school starts.
Right. The more cost-effective method is essentially to spin these fans at a faster revolution, which is not really what they're designed for. And then just like what Ms. Treptow said, if we can't push enough air, the occupancy wouldn't be until, we think, at best, October. So we're putting all this money and time and effort into a place that we can't put our kids in. So I think the recommendation of the Buildings and Ground would also be to do the option 2 with keep the same kind of structure and add the new parts to make it exactly what we need for the new addition. Which is that part of the?
16A.
16A, correct. Option 2 would be the essentially the brand new.
Same air handler enclosure with a
With
fan assembly.
new fans and motors and the frequency drives, right?
It would be frequency drive, the fan,
Yeah,
and
Oh,
the
yeah.
motor would stay the same.
that's right.
We discussed that.
But it would,
I would
yeah,
probably have the motor rebuilt, but
right.
that would happen.
But with the new fan would push the appropriate, yeah,
So I would just, when the Navy took it apart, I would take the fans and run them down the MC and have them rebuilt, and then give them back to them and they can reinstall them, so it wouldn't be a surcharge there.
So procedurally, we put those two together for the committee because there's two big numbers and we want to make sure that fits into what we have. The finishing room is on the agenda because that's outside the scope of what the referendum was. The air handler unit is within the scope of the project, just it's kind of a contingency type thing. So we really have the authority, but it was nice to get the board, Buildings and Grounds Committee on board with it and say, yep, you guys are doing the right thing. So that was just nice. So that part's not on here. We're just gonna, can decide that because it's already part of the scope of the project. The finished room we'll act on because again, that's beyond the scope of what you guys approved as, is here's what we're gonna do with the referendum. So, and then I'll go through that stuff in the next couple sessions.
We don't need a motion to
approve the air handler. Okay, then let's go.
More of a
Yeah.
update.
Okay.
Right, that's under the authority you guys
Right,
gave us.
right.
But if we have a chance to run it by you, we're going to.
And that was the 3 big ticket items for the Buildings and Grounds this month, so.
And I'll tell you that next month we'll do Buildings and Grounds again. And the main topic will be is if there's still the money left over at the project, we've gone through our priorities. We'd like the Buildings and Grounds Committee to give their priorities. And I think we're trying to keep it, hopefully there's nothing other big at that time, because we'd like to then maybe do a building tour of where we are to let you all see what's been done by June 17th? Yeah. So,
Just-
think, what, it's done already?
Procedurally, is it possible to have Building and Grounds and Finance combined meetings?
absolutely.
Because
We
it's
just
only
post-
one additional person, and then
Yep.
that way we can cover like the financial elements
Then
and
both committees can give their opinion,
yeah.
and Andrea can just post
Who's
that
on
as
both?
no
Nate?
action will be
Nate's on
taken.
both, and
you're
then
on
you
both.
and me.
You're finance and then I'm, okay.
Yeah.
And
I'm
it says
fine
that
with
on
that.
every committee
Okay,
meeting agenda,
perfect.
so my
Okay.
right there. Yep.
Okay, thank you. All right, any other questions on Building and Grounds? Well, then I will take a motion to accept the Building and Grounds report.
I'll put a motion forward to accept my report on Buildings and Grounds.
Motion by Ken. Do I have a
Second.
Second,
I'll second.
seconded by Kelly. All those in favor vote aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. All right, referendum report.
So, we'll start with the two sheets that got at the Buildings and Grounds Committee. The first one with the multicolored things on that. This shows all the changes that are potential and have been approved. The two that we looked at, finished room and the air handler unit, and you see where those costs were in the estimated column. The only thing in the construction contingency, we've had lots of discussion about what goes in what column, but we had some interior joint expansion that is added part of the construction contingency. At the top, there was almost $322,000 construction contingency when we started the project, still down by 15,000 at this point. We think there'll be more of that. I'm thinking mostly when we get to paving what's back there. I mean, we ran into soil problems, which is, you'll see in a second with, I mean, there's soil problems out here when we did the parking lot, and there's soil problems when we did the addition. It's the same soil, so there'll be more of that coming probably. But then you have the owner contingency. Some things are up, some are down. We started at almost 282,000 of just plain owner contingency. This is part of our soft costs. The first one, the $5,000, we changed some art casework, which decreased the price. Then we added just a little bit more back on that. Number 7, where we had 68,000. The biggest chunk of that was when S&S proposed a different way of running conduit out to the addition and to the chiller. There's like a $60,000 savings compared to what the bid structure had been. They said, we got to bid it this way. And they said, well, I think we can do it this way. So S&S found a way to save us $60,000. That's the majority of that. There's some downspouts and some other things that are part of that. So there's $68,000 came back to us. The unusable soils, there's $800 that came on our contingency. They had in their bid $20,000 for unsuitable soils, assuming that was going to happen. So in their bid, they already had $20,000. Well, they used that allowance. That didn't hit us, but $800 beyond that did hit us. $774.90 for the water fountain. Down the hallway towards the tech ed area, there was a water fountain, and it was between the 2 bathrooms. Well, now the 2 bathrooms are on the hall that goes this way instead of that way. Well, if you want a water fountain there, it didn't make sense to have it there. You'd move it around the corner, but that was like $10,000 to go, maybe not. But it also found that water fountain really wasn't, wasn't working very well anyway. So it was going to cost like $3,000 to put a new water fountain in there. And they said, do we need a water fountain? I said, well, not really. You have enough water fountains in this building. They can come over by the main office if you need water. So that's price is just to cap it off, wall it off, and get rid of that water fountain. So that saved us money we didn't have to worry about. $8,000 from art room duct adjustment. PRA, the architects found this later, that they showed us in a diagram. The duct was going here, and then down there is, wait a minute, the height of the ceilings don't work for that duct. So it was designed and found out that's not going to work. So they had to run it somewhere differently to make it work. Otherwise, it would have been below the ceilings. And we want, flush ceiling for all the way through the art room. So that was that additional cost. The $38.91, that was some changes for
The door framing, something with
Yes.
the lintel for the door.
something in a lintel. I'd never heard of a lintel before. But in
Something with the framing that they didn't have in there that they should have had in
It's
there.
the part above the door. that holds
Yeah.
it Above the frame.
What is it?
It's the piece that holds this wall up above the frame.
Okay.
And
So
then
they
the
didn't have that in.
$51.99 was something to do with locks. Jennifer, you remember that part? Or
Yes, so we did not have, in the hallway where we're putting in new doors in the new addition, we didn't have the locks figured in on those doors, and we needed to have the new locking system put in on those doors.
And then the $9,000 for initial plumbing demo, he showed a bunch of different areas where they found that there was plumbing running underneath places that they didn't expect it to be. So they had to demolish, there's extra demolishing of plumbing. And the last one, a little bit of small change on hardware and doors, which exact models we were getting. So when you put all that together, actually credited back to us was almost $44,000. So the owner contingency is now $325,000. So we've actually got more money back into our owner contingency. Then, if you look at the second sheet I gave you, this one, this is the soft costs. And at the very bottom, you'll see the $281,898 that we had in our contingency. So that's where their number at the top of the previous sheet started. So this is now going to be updated since they got this to us the other day. This one shows you on the soft costs, all the different things we had budgeted for our $1.75 million, and then how much has been paid, how much is left to be spent. And then there's also a GMP, the guaranteed maximum price cost savings, where when they did some of the engineering and final numbers, we actually have a little bit extra in our soft costs. So it's really $1.771 million that we have in soft costs totally. The thing I want to point out to you is the finishing room you heard Kenny talk about. we had some changes that added some extra money to this, and we didn't know where it had to go, and we didn't know what the finishing room was gonna be, so we put $15,700 of our soft costs, we allocated towards the finishing room. And then we had a miscellaneous of whatever was left over is another $132,000. This came because in the original soft cost, there was a design fee, and then there was a design contingency. Well, so that A&E fee up at the top, $609,000, it used to be way above that. And when that process was all done, they said, okay, we don't need that anymore, we're gonna give that back to you. And there's also something with abatement, once it got far enough, they said, oh, the abatement isn't gonna be as high as we thought either, so we're gonna give that money back to you too. And we didn't wanna put it in the contingency, because that's where Findorf looks for what our owner contingency is. We kind of put it separate, where we were more in control of it and could spend it. So later on, when we go through, talk about the finishing room and hardware of the air handler, that 15.7 and the 132,000 gives us $149,000 that we can allocate. When we get to the finishing room, that's where I'll talk about that, how we have that $148,000 to allocate.
And this is all still funded.
This is all 49.
49,
construction.
sorry, capital,
Yeah, this
okay.
is all part of the Construction Project Fund 39.
Okay.
Yes. They had, well, I got one more sheet to show you. This is more the comprehensive that I try to give you monthly to show you where you are. Anything in yellow highlighted is a change from the last month, so you can see what extra has been done or has finally been paid for. So you can see where we stand. At the top is all the operational stuff. The top's all the operational, and red means that part is done. So all the way down and through the bus barn, and then a little bit later, the second stage for the stage, and the networking switches, we've got the final cost that actually happened compared to what we expected or what the bid was, and you can see the combination of over, under, and everything. What's left to do on the operational that's been already approved or thought of, we're gonna do this, is the cabinets in another wave, bathrooms in the elementary and up by the gym, and the stage curtain. Most of that would be included in next year's operational referendum. We will be looking through that more and more, and it'll probably look, after I go through, this group of people is looking through how they're gonna recommend what money be spent on what. So there's the operational, the elementary wing. Brian's gone, but they are emptying the elementary wing this week. They're, of course, emptying all the tech ed and the rooms down there too. This week, Memorial Day, Brian's got some people coming in. They're gonna pay him a little extra on Saturday of Memorial Day to help move stuff. So Tuesday after Memorial Day, Findorf can have all those classrooms, like the books and Lansing's over there, and the art room, and all the tech ed rooms, they can just have them. Same thing's gonna happen over in this wing. We're doing the abatement situation for this L part of this wing. Brian's gonna have to make sure that, I mean, the corner room is already done, but the next 3 classrooms that need to be done will be completely empty. So Tuesday at 8 a.m., or no, I think he said 6 a.m., they're gonna come in and start doing the abatement on those rooms, and then they'll keep clearing the rest of them, and the abatement people, Robinson Brothers, will just keep going around, and we'll get that elementary part done at the same time. So that's the elementary wing. The capital referendum, the pool is done. The door system for that part, how much has been paid, it's not in red, because it's not done totally yet. We ran into some firmware problems, where our little fobs, you flip it, and then it stopped working, and we had a bunch of issues, and the owner of the company came out, and his workers couldn't believe it was happening. And then they stood right there on that door and found out, okay, it's happening. They couldn't understand it, but then they came down, they think it's a firmware update that they had to do. And Jake Hartman, we were meeting our leadership team today, he said, hasn't happened again since. So we think that firmware update, sometimes your phone, they do an update and it messes up things.
Yeah, makes it worse.
I think the same thing happened with that update.
And I was in a couple of the conversations too, and reading through some of the emails, we've reached out to there was churches, schools that have used the product, and Nobody has had any issues, so it just was maybe a little bit of a curse for us. But as of right now, it's been, where's some real wood? It's been fixed, so.
So then at the bottom, this will help Kelly too to get up to speed, the CT addition then. That was 8.7 million that we had allocated for that. The Findorf part, 7.25 million, and our part, the soft cost, which on the other sheet you had, plus we have a little extra there now too. And then their guaranteed maximum price bid came out at 7.015 million, so we were 239,000 under. So when they're done, all this contingency money besides, they're still about $240,000 under what we thought it was going to cost. So when we go to the roof later, that's where I'm thinking we can pay for the roof, because it's part of the remodeling project, and it's, those $239,000 are not accounted for or allocated anywhere, so that's where that's going to go. That's where we're gonna put that on. And then the chiller down below, some work's been done on that, and so far that's under, but of course it's not fully operating and up again yet, but, the secure front entrance is all part of the Findorf thing too. So those two at the bottom are part of the 7.015 million. Those are not in addition to, they're part of that. So there's where we stand financially, and they feel pretty good about where they are right now. I think when we've talked to them, everything that they've said is we're on schedule. The bathrooms on the end, where we have the bathrooms that are down by the tech ed area, we closed those off and stopped using those.
And they are open when we're done, if you guys want to walk down there. They did leave them open for
Okay.
us to walk through.
You can see what they've done there, but that gave them an indoor place to work. And it gave them something in the building, if it's raining, go inside and work. They give them another place where they can do stuff. And Brian, it's his idea, but all of us are thinking, how can we help you be ahead and not be behind? So that was a really good thing that we got that started too, and it's gonna help us get this thing done on time.
Sorry, can you remind me, is the interest from the, I guess
From the
capital,
borrowing.
the
Yeah.
borrowing, is that anticipated anywhere in here, or is
That's
that?
the elementary wing,
Okay.
and Colleen's not here, but Andrew, do you remember how much interest Colleen said we had already on there?
No, I don't think I was
Okay.
in that conversation.
The PMA, not PRA is the architect, PMA are the people who are investing this with us. We haven't been drawing it as fast as they thought we were going to, but they were expecting about $400,000 in interest by the time it got done. So that could change up or down depending on rates and when the draws are. More than enough to cover that wing part there. I should also mention, I think you approved last month a drywall bid from a company, and that's, Findorf is working with them, so they're doing our drywall down there, and they're gonna come and do our drywall up here at the same time. It's not part of this, it's part of the elementary wing, it's part of the 134,000.
Okay.
It's not part of the actual construction down below. We have them separating that so they don't commingle those, because it could be paid, that bill will be paid from a different part.
Okay.
So that's on their thing, it's red on there. That's why it's red, because it's not counted.
Okay.
So that's that elementary. So that's just in case you're wondering, that 009. So
Yeah.
it's on there as like a document, but we're not counting it.
I put Jennifer
Was
in
there
here.
something else? Was it chiller part of that? Interest money too? I don't think so.
Chiller's probably
Yeah.
is part of the interest money
It
too,
is.
yes.
Okay, because I thought that got approved
Yes.
for the chiller
We
money.
probably should move the chiller back up on top a little bit later.
And I guess the reason I asked the question, right, is I do want to challenge us, so things like that bathroom that are sitting in Fund 10 right now, is there a reason it couldn't be 39 capital referendum?
We have that option this next year.
Okay.
We have it, when you start the next year in July with the thing, there are things, if you feel comfortable with this, and that will probably be part of the discussion that the Buildings and Grounds plus Finance Committee, looking at priorities.
Yep.
That could be part of that discussion, where we're gonna spend the money first. And then, if we don't spend that on Fund 10 for the operation, what would we do with that money?
Yep.
So,
Yeah, I just want to make
Yep.
Fund 10 as malleable as we can make it.
yep. You're gonna have a lot of flexibility.
Okay.
Absolutely. Some of this stuff, Brian might want to get started this summer, but I'm not sure how much more he'll get to. Some of those things might be June next year, when the rest of the stuff is done. That might be a better time to do it. So I put Jennifer and Andrea on the spot. We've gone through a lot of these numbers. You guys have sat in every meeting. Do you feel like you've got a grasp of all this, like you understand how it's gonna work?
Yeah.
So when I walk through that door, not, my knowledge isn't gone, it's sitting with those. We all know the same thing. I think we can all say we all know the same thing. Okay.
And we know where you live.
I know, we were joking about it, I said, we can still call you, right? Or are you gonna just, block Jennifer Trump?
My best way is get my email, yahoo.com.
Who said, I think it was you said, I'm just gonna walk to your house, right?
I know where you live.
Abby said the same thing. I can walk 2 blocks and knock on your door. That is a problem. But I, honestly, when I'm gone, I've been tied to my phone so hard, I'm more likely to get back on an email. I'm probably gonna want to just let my phone sit in my pocket.
Get yourself a flip phone.
Yeah.
Don't tell me with a good time there, Jeff.
I'm very serious. All right, any further questions for Dennis or the team on referendum? All right, well, I will take a motion to accept the referendum report.
I'll put a motion forward, Jeff, to accept the referendum report.
Motion by Ken, do I have a second?
I'll second it, Jeff.
Seconded by Guy. All those in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. Do I need to take committee report? Do I need to accept those? I didn't think so. All right, so we will move on to election of board officers. So in our packet 3, I think it was, we got the current membership as well as the, I thought we had current membership, but,
Yeah, right here it is, isn't it? Yeah, it is.
yeah, just,
Yeah.
got it, yep,
Have that calendar so you can look and see what it has been.
yep. Okay, but we will start with, nominations for board officers. So we'll start with the president. Do I have a motion to nominate a board president?
I'll nominate Nate Feets.
All right, we have a nomination for Nate. Do I have a second? Do I have a second? All right, hearing none. Do I have another nomination?
I will nominate Jeff Beglin.
All right, we have a nomination by Ken for Jeff Beglin. Do I have a second?
I'll second the nomination for Jeff.
All right, we have a second by Kelly. Any other nominations for board president? All right, then all in favor of Jeff for president, vote aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right.
accept that nomination, Jeff?
Yes, I accept that nomination. Do we have a nomination for vice president?
Well, if we nominate Nate, is he gonna, do we have to text him to see if he accepts it?
He already said he.
Yeah, I have a text with
Okay.
him.
Then I will nominate Nate Feets for vice president.
I'll second that.
All right, we have a nomination of Nate by Ken, seconded by Guy. And we have a written acceptance from him. Do we have any other nominations? All right, well then, we'll vote on Nate for vice president. All those in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. All right, next up being treasurer.
I'll nominate Ken. Oh, no, I was clerk. Yeah.
I should nominate you unless you want
Yeah,
me to nominate
go
Ken.
ahead, go
I
ahead.
will, I will nominate Guy Robbins, treasurer.
I will second that nomination.
All right, we have a nomination of Guy by Ken, seconded by Kelly.
Sorry about that, yeah. I think he did the same thing to Jeff a couple years ago.
Yeah, you did. Guy, do you accept this nomination?
Yep.
All right, do we have any further nominations? All right, all those in favor with Guy as treasurer, vote aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. All right, and last but not least, we will take a motion for clerk.
I'll nominate Ken Dickerson.
All right, we have a nomination of Ken by Guy. Do I have a second?
I will second that nomination.
Seconded by Kelly. Do you accept that nomination?
I do.
Any other nominations? All right, well, all in favor of Ken Dickerson as clerk, vote aye.
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 All those opposed. All right, And committee assignments, again, we had these documented as what they were last time. One way we could do it is to keep things the same and leave the opens, which were vacated by Brent, and we can replace that with Kelly. Or we could do anything that we wanted to. So that's what we did last time.
I believe we
should.
Well, if Kelly will accept the two open, then I would recommend keeping it unless someone doesn't like it.
Continuity is important, I believe
Yep.
that.
Do you accept
She's on
the policy and
Human
human resources and wellness?
I would love to.
Perfect.
I love a policy.
All right,
Yeah, you might have just said a mouthful.
This was the last set of them, so be prepared to read.
are you okay with a single motion on that? All right, so having that conversation, I will then accept a motion to keep the committee positions as they were with the replacing Brent with Kelly on the two open positions.
I'll make a motion to leave the the committees the same with Kelly replacing Brent.
All right, we have a motion by Guy. Do I have a
I will
second?
second, Jeff.
Seconded by Ken. All those in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. And it's too late, but I anticipated that to include CISA 5 rep and WASB rep. Is there anyone that did not have that same?
No, I'm good with that.
Those are different motions.
Oh, those are,
Under D and E.
Oh, yeah.
all right. So then we will then move to the board calendar.
You have a copy of the board calendar. Generally, we meet every third Wednesday, highlighted in yellow. We have 2 days that I would like to propose changing. Wednesday, October 21st, we would like to push that to October 28th. The data for our budget will come out on October 15th, and that just will not give Andrea and I enough time to go through everything, discuss it, and bring you solid numbers. So if we could push that back to October 28th, we would like to do that. Additionally, January 20th, that is the State Education Convention. So we would like to push that back to January 27th. Historically, we don't have a ton to offer that early anyway because of our winter break. So by pushing it back, that gives us a little bit of extra time.
Any question or further discussion on board calendar?
Yeah.
All right, well then I will take a motion to have the board calendar as presented with the adjustments of October 21st to the 28th and January 20th to January 27th.
I'll make a motion to support the school board calendar with a change of October 21st to October 28th and on January 20th to January 27th.
I have a motion by Kelly. Do I have a second?
I will second, Jeff.
Seconded by Ken. Any further discussion? All those in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. All right, and on to the WASB delegation. Right now, we do have Nate Feets as that delegate. I did just text him, and he is okay staying in that seat. But anybody else would be welcome if they want to put their name in.
Do we have to nominate then?
I don't think so. I think we could just take a motion to,
I'll make a motion to keep it the same.
all right, we have a motion by Guy
I
to
second.
keep Nate as the WASB representative, seconded by Kelly. All those in favor, vote aye. Aye.
Ken, you're the
All
next
those
one, aren't you?
opposed?
Yeah, I'm CISA 5 guy.
And CISA 5, Ken, would you like to throw your
Yep.
name in the hat again?
I'm fine with it.
I'll make a motion to nominate Ken.
All right, so we have
As
a
the CISA
motion
5.
to nominate Ken as the CISA 5 rep by Guy,
I'll
Do it.
second that.
Seconded by Kelly. All those in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? I was impressed by that. All right, we'll move on then to salaries for certified staff.
So you have this teacher salary schedule in your packet, and pretty much everybody at these two tables met with the finance committee and then with the teachers, based on this recommendation from finance committee. What this does is add $1,000 to every cell in the schedule. So last year, the base was 44,000, and so any person, so if you were a brand-new teacher last year, you were at 44,000 at step A, now you come to step B at 46,250. So it's true then for every teacher, they would get a $2,250 increase in their salary from this year to next year. The $45,000 base does also help us keep very competitive with area schools. I don't think we'd have people looking at us and like, boy, you pay a lot less than, unless they're talking Sun Prairie or Madison, that we would be competitive with many area schools. And the top of the salary schedule is not a true top because we uncapped that and allow people who've been here many, many years to keep going up. So they would also get a $2,250 increase.
As a member of Finance Committee, I know I love that we do this, so I'm very supportive. Any other questions? All
Sorry,
right,
is the increase 2,250 or 1,250?
2,250. The steps are
Plus the
1,250.
So second year, you go from A to B.
Oh, okay, I was just looking at this, I got it.
Yeah.
Okay, got it, perfect, thank you.
First time is interesting, isn't it?
All right, any further discussion on certified staff salaries? Then I will take a motion to accept the salary schedule for certified staff as presented.
I'll put a motion forward, Jeff, to accept the certified salary, for certified staff, excuse me.
Can I do one comment before we vote? That's a 3.6% increase, average for all staff. The CPI was 2.63, so we're going a little bit above and beyond that for our staff, which is not normal for most districts in the area. Most of them are 2.63.
I'll second it anyway, Joe.
All right, we have a motion by Ken, seconded by Guy. Any further discussion? All those in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. All right, next we will move on to wages for support staff.
So you have the hourly wage scale here, all the same things we just said about the teacher salary schedule, this is the same. Also about 3.6%, so it added 70 cents. So let's say the paraprofessional at $17, that's 70 cents higher than it was last year. Plus, pretty much every step's around 35 cents. So this ends up, no, excuse me, not 70 cents, it's 35 cents was added. It used to be 16.65, added 35 cents, it's now at 17. So that plus about 35 cents movement on every step gives almost everybody about a $700 or 70 cent hour per raise. I'm getting tongue-tied here. That translates, depending on how long you work in the year, if you're a short, like a school year employee, it could be closer to $750, $800. If you're a full year custodian or something, it's closer to $1,250 increase that they'd be getting. But it's, again, it's a round average of 3.6% increase for the whole group.
And our steps tenure-based like the certified staff are? As in like, it's your second year here, your third year here?
They don't necessarily correspond to years. They're approximate. There's been years where we didn't move people up and did something different, and so we changed kind of philosophy. On any of these, we do have certain conditions where you might not move up if you're not meeting standards.
Okay.
We have done that since I've been here.
But it's the same way with teachers though, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's where I know what's happened. If you're like, for instance, if you're on an improvement plan, you don't move up.
Gotcha.
Is this also competitive with the area?
We looked around, we've got some data, it's pretty decent too. We're trying in both of these to stay as competitive as possible to other districts or similar type of works outside of the school. And we add in our health insurance and dental insurance, pretty good.
All right, any further discussion on wages for support staff? All right, with that, I will take a motion to approve the wage schedule as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve the wage schedule for support staff as presented.
A motion by
second, Jeff.
Kelly, seconded by Ken.
Actually, you can't vote on this.
Oh, yeah, Ken can't vote.
I'm sorry.
Well, I would have voted for an increase, and if there's a real conflict. I'll second it.
We have a motion by Kelly, seconded by Guy. I will ask Ken to abstain from voting. All those in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. All right. And on to employee benefits.
So we're looking at health and dental insurance, and we'll just start right now. Dental insurance, we've been accruing some savings to our own coffers, kind of about $10,000 to $15,000 a year. So dental, would we recommend we stay exactly the same as where it has been. This is what we're looking at health insurance. I'll start with this sheet, then I'll get you another one next. The current, we have courts and then HMO. We did a survey of staff and asked them, what's important to you? And the biggest thing that keeps coming back is, well, courts fits my doctors, and if I switch to another health insurance, it might not be my doctors. So we're trying to find the best way to work with courts so people can keep their doctors. A talking point for the future might be staff, we're doing the plan we have, we'll share with you tonight. If they keep doing 20%, we may have to do that. And we should probably explain that this summer to people that we're being very creative and trying to find a way to make this work. So in the first column shows what the carrier is, and the deductible is $2,500 for an individual, $5,000 for the family. They go through all the pluses, minuses, then you get the rate. If it's employee only or family, and our total annual premium, $879,000. Their renewal came back for that same exact plan at a 19.9% interest. We go, wait, can't do that. So they give us 3 different options where they increase the deductible. The one we are looking at is the $5,000, $10,000, all the way to the right. If you look down further, you'll see that the premium per employee went down, for the employee and family went down, and the total annual premium that they would collect from us goes down by about $69,000. And this would actually be a 7.9% decrease in premiums for the district. Now, we don't want to do just that, because that would then take a family from a $5,000 deductible to a $10,000 deductible. That would be a real hit on families. So what I have next year in a second is to mitigate that. Right now, and this is partly for everyone's information, but Kelly is being new. Right now, that $5,000 family deductible and $2,500 individual deductible, we have an HSA. So they don't pay the whole $5,000. Do you remember what a
Family is $3,860 and single is $1,930.
So $3,860 for a family, that means their actual out-of-pocket deductible is $1,140. Okay, so we want to keep that as close to possible. So what I'll show you next is an HRA added on top of that HSA. What this would do is your family and the people here with health insurance, they would experience that same thing. $2,500 deductible or a $5,000 deductible with that $3,860 HSA to help pay those. Once it goes over $5,000, the HRA would kick in. This is a little bit like our self-insured dental plan that we have. The district would take on the risk of going all the bills from $5,000 to $10,000. Goes over $10,000, then courts gets it. What happens is courts doesn't see all these bills in between. So that's why their premium could go down, and they're hopefully in the future not going to give us 19.9% again, because those normal bills that happen, they aren't going to see. Now, the district has a $5,000 exposure per family plan, but in history of these kind of things, and I did this in my last district, you get really only about 40% of that. So the whole $5,000 doesn't usually get spent on average across the entire group. It's usually closer to $2,000. So if we take on that risk and we reimburse all those costs for most people between $5,000 and $7,000, we can still come out ahead on this compared to a 19.9% increase. So that's the theory behind that. Is there any question about the theory of how this would work?
What's the experience to the teacher or the insurance holder? Like, once they get above 205,000, do they have to submit something, or?
We worked with the brokers, say we don't want them to have to submit and make this difficult. They will probably still see a bill, but if they know that they've gone past their 5,000 deductible, they should know the district's gonna pay this. I'm not going to. A third-party vendor, probably EBC, Something Benefits Corporation, will pay that for everybody. They'll pay all those bills, and they'll submit a bill to us, and Colleen will pay them back. But they shouldn't have to, like, on my health insurance, we gotta pay those, and then they pay us back. That's not as convenient.
So they'll see like, it's like an estimate,
Right.
an estimated benefit, okay, so
Statement
they
of
won't
benefits.
actually be like, here's, write us a check for blah, 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 here's.
They'll get a
got
statement
it.
of benefits,
Got it.
but it'll look like that's money's owed,
That you'll
but
be-
they are not paying it. Yes.
And we
So-
do pay EBC a small fee for them to administer that part of the plan for us, but it is worth it, to not have employees have to submit those
And
claims.
go through.
Right, because how quickly would be the payback to an employee? Months,
And
maybe?
It's a very difficult plan to understand, and a lot of people would never submit those claims, and it gets to be really messy. So to have EBC do that, will be super helpful.
So does it go from courts right to ABC then, once you exceed the 5,000?
Yes, it should go right to them.
So it doesn't have to be like forwarded through an email or something
No,
like that?
it should, it's supposed to be an automatic system. And like I say, that costs a little bit, but it's less stress on all the employees.
And then how much, so you said there's, 5,000 potential liability, 2,000 estimated, like, how much of this do we pre-fund and like put into a fund? Or is it just all?
I'll show you. Take one and pass that on.
It is.
Nice segue.
Pass, ask the question. So, at the far bottom right, it says 128,730. That is supposed to be the number that we would pre-fill. This would actually be in our budget. We'd have another line in our budget, and we went through, because I did this in my last district, the exact same thing. I'm very familiar with it. We would put that into a budget line in our expenses, and that's where those HRA payments would go out of. And we would expect about $130,000 would be there. So let me go through this whole sheet, and we'll kind of get where that comes from. So highlighted in yellow at the top, the premium effective with renewal, $87,868 for the year. Annual premium of just over $100 million. If we do the modified plan that we're talking about, you see how the monthly premium to the district goes down and the annual premium goes down too, to $810,000. That 810 is the same number you see on the bottom of the previous sheet. So those two tie together. So there's that much savings, and $244,000 savings. Down below, there's some administration fees that Andrew just talked about, kind of setup fees and stuff, but if you go down below, this is assuming a 60% utilization. See where it says 115,314? If we had 60% utilization, which is I'm saying is higher than expected, 40 is the experience I had in my last district, and the brokers say that's pretty typical. There's some people who never go to 5,000, and some go up, but that's on average. So that if there is 60% utilization, we would have to pay, there'd be 115,314 savings. When you subtract that from the savings up above, so the 244,000 is the savings, and the 115 is what we'd pay, that's where you get the 128,730, those two are subtracted. Then in the effective increase using HRA at 60%, 939,112, that's a 7%. So instead of a 19% increase, if we had a 60% utilization, it'd be a 7% increase. If we get closer to the 4%, which is more typical, then it would be a 2% increase. So we're hoping that this comes out closer to 2% total increase in cost to the district. Could go up as high as 5, but way less than 19.9. One other advantage of this is you saw that the premiums went down, and each employee pays 12.6% of their premium. They're going to be paying 12.6% of a smaller number. So each employee will have a little bit less taken out of their check for their health insurance also. So there's that extra benefit for our employees.
numbers here you have for number of employees on the family and single health plan, is that
Yes.
accounting for the, like, staff turnover, we have some new people coming?
That's
so
the
we have
previous
that.
people.
Okay.
And Andrew, you kind of talked about this today.
Yeah, I did mention it in our meeting. I think we will have some changes there just because we have some new teachers. I'm assuming that those numbers will probably go down. I can't say for sure, but that's kind of, yeah, what we
So if we
expect.
have more single or people under their parents, the amount of money we have to put away might be less than we need to put away, but we'll still budget high and hope to come out low.
Right.
So what she's explaining could mean the whole cost of this comes down a little bit more even.
It's a hard thing to estimate when you haven't been through the open
Yeah,
enrollment
and-
process yet, and we don't know who's
And
all
we have no idea
taking
who
it.
gets sick this next year.
Yeah.
How many babies get born, although we kind of have an idea of that already, it seems like.
So hopefully we've hit our peak.
We've done pretty well here.
So this 19.9, I thought a couple of years ago, we went to a broker or whatever. Is courts, is that the average for most districts, or they put it to us, or?
I think we got a high one.
Yeah,
The brokers, the same brokers we've had since I've been here, and this is the highest that they've ever come back. We did look at other companies, Dean,
Blue Cross.
Anthem,
and-
we did a bunch of different ones, and some didn't want to even bid a small district like us, and the others that did, it was way high.
It's
It was
higher
like,
than
oh, we'll take you if
19?
you pay this.
higher than the 19%?
Way, yeah.
So
way.
courts is the,
When I've compared this in the past, what our premiums are, and I don't think he gave it to us this year,
He
but
did say that what we paid for premiums on average is pretty good compared to other districts. I had that in my notes.
yeah, he showed us, I think, last year, what a whole bunch of different area districts paid. And our premiums were actually fairly reasonable. And then I'm not surprised that they're trying to catch us up a little bit, but this was just such a big jump. We had to find a better or a different way of making this happen, protecting our employees at the same time.
Yeah, are most of the teachers pretty happy with this?
They love it, I think.
Oh, this plan? I
Yeah.
haven't seen it yet.
well, this
No,
one,
I mean,
With the
Yes.
insurance.
Yes.
Yeah, with courts.
Based on our survey, so many people came back and said they don't want to switch doctors, they love the system, and so that's what we're trying to say.
Yeah.
well, I don't see a negative unless I'm missing something to option 3 for the 46 people that, or 45 people that haven't.
Yeah, like I said, I had experience with this. I did this for 9 years in my last district. And this was always a better way to make it work. The higher deductible you can make it, people don't hit it. Some do, but many don't get close to it. And we always try to work on healthy solutions and get them to do online docs and stuff like that to try to make it, so they don't waste the money.
I think the only thing about this plan is it's gonna sound scary at first to employees, so we're gonna have to do a really good job of explaining how it works, and our reps will help us with that. We didn't get the meeting in before school ended, but we are gonna have an in-person meeting if people wanna attend it, and also do a recorded version to send that out to employees who can't make it, so they can help us explain how the process works.
Yeah, I would say otherwise, like, looking at a deductible like that.
Yeah, when I see
You're like,
10,000.
I'm sorry, excuse me.
Yeah, there goes my raise.
I
and more.
appreciate that you are estimating with the 60% too, 'cause that would be a really high utilization, and that's way over what you would expect, so I think
Yes,
that's helpful.
we're
to
probably
let
gonna
everybody
budget higher than get experience at the lower, but we gotta aim up again. Estimate high expenses.
Going all the way back, you said the 3,900 FSA, we're funding that today. And do they have to participate in that at all? Is that a match? or
They
is
don't
that-
have to put any money in there, but they have to pay anything above that,
Sure.
the deductible, yeah.
Okay.
But the beauty of an HSA is because, well, I'd like to not spend my HSA money, I'd like to keep it, so they're trying to be good with their medical decisions, and when I go to the doctor, of course, wellness type things are automatically covered, they're not part of the deductible, so if you go to your annual physical, that, you aren't
Right.
losing money.
Screenings and all that
Yes,
stuff,
all
courts
those
is really
things
good about
keep you
that stuff.
healthy.
I would say about half of our employees on a plan choose to contribute more to their HSA.
And we also, if they do their screenings, we give them a gift card, don't they?
$50.
So if you go get your preventative screenings and your physical, you get $50 for doing it. To encourage them to stay healthy and catch things before they get out of line.
Does court see that?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think they make any difference. They're gonna raise their rates.
Well, right.
Yeah. Well, and
Let's
that's,
do it, because they can.
I have similar deductibles, except I get $600 HSA, you know, so I mean, it's,
This is
you guys are doing really well.
our plan, and this is what helps keep, like, support staff, you look at the support staff value. This is really good insurance for someone making $20 an hour. Really good. There are people that, this is why they work here.
Yeah.
All right, so, the recommendation is to go with option 3. All right, any further discussion that we want to have on benefits package? All right, well, with that, I will take a motion to accept option 3 of the provided benefits package.
I'll put a motion forward, Jeff, to accept option 3 of the employees' benefits package.
A motion by Ken, do I have a second?
I second.
Seconded by Kelly. All those in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
All those opposed.
Just for information's sake, we have employees here that are on our health insurance. Did this make sense?
Neither one of them are.
Are you
I
Greg?
will say, like, when I was in Waupun, they went to the same thing.
Greg is, yes.
Make sure you just explain it to the staff members, but I can tell you right now, the fact that you're gonna stay with courts will be huge, because you wanna add stress to a teacher's life or a family, switch their doctors, because we all feel comfortable with the doctor you go to. So the fact that you can stay with courts, it's not gonna add any costs, it's actually gonna save them money.
Yeah.
But it's getting them to understand how that works, so it'll be good.
Makes sense to you?
It'll just-
Greg, do you have
just
any
to
thoughts?
educate 'em.
I'm looking forward to that meeting.
Well, you guys are on our insurance?
No, I don't take our insurance.
Ryan is. Does it make sense to you, Ryan? Okay.
I do have courts insurance, just not to fall over.
Yes.
In that respect, it would make sense to me if somebody explained it to me that way, how.
Because I sat in on all the meetings, I totally understand.
Totally.
I think as long as like there's the clarification of like you won't get a bill, but you're getting an EOB, so like please just hang tight. That doesn't mean you have to send a bill. Look for the
Yeah.
EOB.
That's the piece that I think needs the education, once you get over it, and there's the part that the district's paying for, what you're looking for.
And what you're gonna get in the mail. I think if the reps could really
Correct.
call
Because I
that
think
out.
that's where the confusion
Yep, that's
will
where the
be.
anxiety will.
When
be
I
from.
switched this last time, I had lots of people coming to talk to me. And we explained it, and after a couple years, nobody asked any questions anymore, because they got it.
It's also important to know in my chart where to look to see where you're at with your deductible. That's been really helpful for me, to look at where you are. So if you see, hey, I'm at 5,000, well, then you should know that there's nothing above that you need to pay.
Go to the doctor. Okay, moving on to the overnight state convention.
So, which one's first? I got 3 on here.
The state,
The state mentioned last year, to kind of make a deal with the kids, because we are kind of close to Madison, but if the kids kind of go above and beyond each year, or have a special circumstance, they want to spend the night. It does make our life a little bit easier. We have Elizabeth Rozak, who is in the state FFA band again this year. So she's got to usually be down there early, so it helps us so that way we can not have everybody get up at the same time. Mr. Christian and I can drive back and forth, shuttling kids back and forth for that. We also have this year, Henry Stapleman is on the PR team for them. So he's gonna have some extra hours later at night, so it's gonna help make that work better for us. So we're just asking that we can spend the night in Madison for that trip.
For Kelly's information, overnight trips have to be approved by the board, out-of-state trips have to be approved by the board.
And sorry, where is this? I said Madison. but-
Madison, yep, we're at the Alliant Energy Center in the Coliseum area.
Got it. And you're comfortable with all the supervision?
Yep. Mr. Christian and I will both be on that trip, so.
All right. Further discussion? Then I will take a motion to approve the overnight FFA state convention.
I'll make a motion to approve the overnight stay for the FFA convention.
Motion by Guy, do I have a second?
I'll second Jeff.
Seconded by Ken. All those in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. Make 48.
So, we presented in the fall or over the winter, I can't remember exactly when it was, that we had a team that qualified to go on to the Make 48 Challenge. It is held at UW Stout in Menominee. All the expenses paid for that trip are by that company. So we're just requesting for us to be able to take the students to that event. And that, I forget the date on that, I'm sorry. It's at the end of July.
31st through
Yeah.
the 2nd.
So we're just looking for approval to take the students to that.
Okay.
3 students, gonna be, one or both of us might go to that one, but with 3 students and one of them being related to one of the advisors probably helps too, so.
All right, any questions on this one?
The meals at the bottom, do these students have enough funding for that? 'Cause it says
The
it's not
club will
included.
cover anything that we kinda need for that. That's what they do the fundraisers for and stuff, so we should be all good for that. That's a new thing, so I don't have all the details on it. Anytime you do something new for the first time, it's a little bit, but the club will take care of anything they need.
I just wanna make sure a student can go, whether they have $10 for
They-
breakfast.
Yeah, they had to qualify for that event anyways, so those 3 students competed we had 4 teams here. So it's not like anybody can go to it anyways, and those 3 have done fundraisers and stuff for us, so.
Any further discussion? Then I'll take a motion to approve the Make 48 playoff overnight event, or overnight stay.
I make a motion to approve the Make 48 playoff event.
All right, motion by Kelly, do I have a second?
I'll second it, Jeff.
Seconded by Guy. All those in favor, vote aye. Aye. All those opposed. All right, and officer training.
So each year, we take our current technical education officer team to training. We do it with 2 other schools, might be a 3rd one this year. We go with Partyville and Ryle. Columbus might join us just for a day. We go over by Fort McCoy, sorry, I don't have the thing in front of me.
Yes, you do. I
Pineview
put it
Oh,
right
yeah.
in front of you.
There we go. Pine View Campground. We do an egg tour. This year we're looking at going over to La Crosse to do a quick trip. And then we'll be at the campground for the rest of the training. Once again, looking for approval for that. We do, because that one's a little bit longer and a little further away, we do have my wife, who's the female chaperone for that one. And we get a couple cabins for the male, 1 male, 1 female, and then the advisor cabin.
My child might be attending that trip. I would abstain from voting. Is that how that works? No, that does not conflict. Okay.
Only if it costs me,
Just
money.
wanted to check.
Just money.
All right, any further questions on the FFA leadership retreat? All right, well, with that, I will take a motion to approve the overnight officer training.
I'll make a motion to approve the overnight officer training, FFA officer training.
We have a motion by Guy, do I have a second?
I'll second Jeff.
Seconded by Ken. All those in favor, vote aye. Aye. All those opposed. All right, PTO payouts.
In each administrative contract, there's allow for turning in up to 5 PTO days for half per diem. And any of us have the option of doing that, and Ryan and I are requesting that this year, because there's no way I'll use all my PTO or vacation days by the end of the school year, so we're putting in for that.
You have all 5, both of you?
Both of us 5.
Any further question or discussion? All right, I will take a motion to, anyone feel that we need 2 different votes?
I do not.
All right, well, I'll take a motion to approve the PTO payout for Mr. Verrier and Mr. Burr.
I'll make a motion to approve the PTO payout for Ryan Barrier and Dunsmore.
There's a motion by Kelly, do I have a second?
I'll second Jeff.
Seconded by Ken. All those in favor, vote aye.
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 All those opposed.
I was reading.
Motion passes. All right, pool roof.
So you heard all the details about the pool roof in the Buildings and Grounds Committee report, and I also shared the one sheet with you where the whole project was $239,000 under budget. And we can add this cost to that, and still be way under budget on the whole project.
And so I assume you want to just clarify that this is with the R15 expansion?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's their bid that you have, plus
that expansion to get closer to R35.
So that's 169 and change plus 10?
Yep.
That's the.
It's
finishing room is the
61.5.
169. This was 61,000.
Yeah, this is the pool. It's
This is the
61.5
Great Lakes.
plus about 10,000.
Yeah, just under 10, I think he said.
Okay. Okay, with that, I will take a motion to approve the pool roof as presented.
I'll put a motion forward to accept the Great Lakes bid for a pool roof with an R15 insulation allowance.
Upgrade?
Upgrade, yeah, something like that.
All right, we have a motion by Ken. Do I have a second?
I'll second it, Joe.
Seconded by Guy. All those in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. Now finishing up, sorry.
Yeah, the finisher room, 169,000 approximate, from Findorff. You saw earlier, it was discussed in the Buildings and Grounds Committee report, how this would come out of our soft costs, money we had designated for either that or miscellaneous extra, which this would fall under.
And remind me, we're talking about 1A only, and then 1B goes away, or is this?
Correct.
Okay, so this for 1A. Okay, thank you. Any further questions or discussions? Well, then I will take a motion to approve the finishing room 1A addition.
I'll put a motion forward, Jeff, to accept the finishing room, option 1A.
All right, we have a motion by Ken. Do I have a second?
I'll second it, Ken. Or Jeff.
Seconded by Guy. All those in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. Okay, on to policies.
If you look at the, how it's written, we did pull off, special update for Act 57 because there was another law that was passed regarding, the supervision and grooming of students. They are working to put together some tutorials and stuff for us, but we did pull that one out because we're gonna have a different policy update that's going to reflect, the new laws that were passed. So for this final reading, we've got that second reading for 35.1, and then the special update for school-sponsored or school support organizations.
I'm sorry, do you need a motion then, if you're pulling it?
Yes, it needs to be voted on, because this will be the final
This
reading.
is the second reading
Yep.
still for the other
For the
updates.
other
We just
two.
had an additional one that we pulled out.
My bad, I lost you.
That's okay.
All right, well then I will take a motion to approve Neola policies update 35.1 and special update school support organizations as previously presented.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the Neola policies update 35.1 and the special update school support organization.
We have a motion by Guy, do I have a second? I'll second it.
Okay.
All those in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. Staffing.
All right, so I have 3 recommendations tonight. I'll start with first grade. Recommending Jared Naparella for the first grade position. He's currently an AD in Rio, taught kindergarten previously to that for 11 years. Interviewed very well with the team, brings strong experience at a critical level in first grade. It has a reading license, which I think lends itself very well to that first grade program. When you have that reading license with early readers, I think that's a very strong piece of knowledge base that he's bringing with him. It'll help our youngest readers. References, both on and off his list, were all very supportive and positive about his ability to follow through overall and in his commitment to student growth and focus.
Was he a teacher prior to being an AD?
Yes.
Kindergarten.
Kindergarten for 11 years.
11 years.
Thank
Yep. Third grade, I am looking at Kennedy Beck. She's currently teaching 4th grade in Random Lake. Had a lot of energy, strong interview. Again, has both her teaching and special education license, is moving to the area. And so that is why she is looking for a position, getting married. Currently a leader in her building within their building of staff culture. And again, I think that's something that we could, tap into with her. It has some experience also both within the 4th and 3rd grade levels, so it's right in her wheelhouse at 3rd grade.
Did you say how many years she had? Or did I miss it?
Yeah, I did
I'm gonna
not.
say
I
no.
can get that for you.
She's just getting married.
No, I got it. 5.
Perfect.
Oh, not bad.
So would be going into her 6th.
And what grade is she teaching?
3rd
currently? I'm so
grade.
sorry. Okay.
I'm sorry, Kelly, what would she be teaching?
What is she currently?
She's currently teaching 4th grade, going
Okay,
to be
got it, got
teaching
it.
3rd
Thank you.
grade.
Sorry.
Has experience in both.
Perfect.
5th grade, I'm looking at Sabrina Anderson. She's currently teaching 6th grade, which is that, I think that lends itself to a good transition from 5th to 6th because she understands the 6th grade brain and would be going down to that 5th grade. Currently teaching Hustisford. Had another strong interview. Has some experience, particularly, like I said, in that lower middle school level. Has a strong background in standards-based grading. And again, like I said, will help that transition from 5th to 6th because she understands what they're moving into in 6th grade.
Well, I know we're replacing some giants with these group, but look like we've got a good candidate list.
Yeah, I think it brings a good mix of experience and also some veteran leadership with also some more newer teachers.
Nice mix.
Is that all your openings right now?
I was gonna say, do we have any more in elementary that are needed to fill?
I am done today.
Just today. Do these 3, since they're new hires, do they have to have their
Nobody has
contract
retired
before
since.
June 15th or June 13th or whatever it is this year?
already signed their contract.
Oh.
It's
even
just
easier.
awaiting your approval and.
Yes. So they've just been waiting. I've been done here for several weeks, so they're just waiting for my phone call.
Well, with that, then I will take, does anyone want to make separate motions?
No, I do
All right, with that, then I will take a motion to approve the 3 teachers as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve Jared Naparella, 1st grade, Kennedy Beck, 3rd grade, and Sabrina Anderson, 5th grade teacher.
I'll
Motion
second
by
that.
Guy, seconded by Kelly. All those in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. All right, welcome to the our Fall River family.
Thank you.
Do we have any, I guess any other vacancies in the whole school? We're currently full.
We will after this next one.
Well, I meant teachers.
Teachers, we will be
Instructionally-
fully staffed.
Nice.
At this point,
Do all the teachers?
Oh, well, we have we're gonna be, we posted an LMC position. We did not renew our contract with CISA 5 for our library media specialist. And we've have 2 candidates who applied and we're looking to reach out to them and get some interviews set up for next week.
And every other teacher signed.
Signed already, okay, for next year?
Well,
Well,
they have until June 15th.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So with the
okay.
approval of the salaries tonight, Andrea will get their, do you wanna jump in? Sorry, did I
Sure.
jump in on you?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Official contracts cannot be sent until the board approves the amounts for next year. So now that that is done, I will work on getting those contracts out to staff and work agreements for support staff. And, they have to be signed by June 15th.
she did meet the law by sending a letter of intent to everybody
I was gonna say, isn't
by
that
May
May
15th.
15th? Yeah.
Yes. So we did give that out to everybody, because we had to submit that if we didn't have contracts ready by May 15th.
What was in that letter of intent?
He'll hire you back at least at the same pay.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
And then we just have them sign it to acknowledge that, yes, I received it, and contracts will be coming in the future.
Okay.
But it's yes or I received it, not a yes, I intend to sign when I get it. Okay,
Correct.
got it. Copy that.
Well, hopefully all of them will sign it, so.
I would be surprised at this point. I don't believe I'm gonna have any more retirements. And I think my staff, I've spoken with them all, I think we're pretty well set.
Good.
Fantastic.
And you also, Ms. Kutzler?
We're good. Yeah,
Perfect.
we've been settled for a little while, and we're gonna keep it that way.
That's good, that's good.
All right, we'll move on to resignations.
On May 4th, Scott Pribino resigned his maintenance position.
Are we going to repost it, I assume?
Yeah, we're trying to reimagine what that position might be like to give Brian Anderson the most support and help he can have.
Okay. I will take a motion to accept the resignation of Scott Privenel.
I'll put a motion forward to accept the resignation of Scott Privenel.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Motion by Ken, seconded by Guy. All those in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. All right, we will move on to district reports and start with the principals.
All right, so I want to start off tonight by thanking their staff. Dennis kind of mentioned it. End of the year, we know that remodeling is going on in the elementary portion of the building. They're working really hard right now to get prepared for that, make sure everything's in place. So Mr. Anderson's team can come in next week and kind of get started. So I know that's been a lot of work, time, and effort. Walked through the elementary wing tonight. A lot of teachers sitting on their floor packing stuff up. So they're doing the nitty-gritty work right now of getting ready, and I appreciate that. Just wanted to recognize that. Tomorrow is our end of the year field day. The kids will be very excited. You'll see a lot of staff in shorts and probably hats so they don't get sunburned tomorrow, myself included. But I want to thank the teachers for helping to organize this again this year, and Mrs. Ikeda for kind of taking the lead on that, and getting this event ready for our kids and send them off to summer in a good way. As a team, we recently participated in a bike rodeo that the police department put on. And there was just a lot of people to thank. It was a lot of fun, just being out there, having all the kids come out on a Saturday. Really seemed to enjoy it. You know, we all kind of were debating how long it would be. And I think they kind of beat my expectations a little bit, how long they stuck it out. So that was pretty cool. But I do want to thank this team for being there. I think that shows our littles that, you know, it's not just the elementary principal who cares, it's this entire team that cares. I also want to thank Greg and the band for being out. I want to thank Chief Ron. He actually came the Friday before, presented an assembly ahead of time, did a drawing, and had some winners for some bikes and bike helmets that were actually given away, which was pretty cool. And those were donated, the bikes and helmets were donated by Sadie Bees, and then also Creative Carrier Solutions. So getting that, you know, community support for our students, and then also just, you know, all of us being there and really making it a fun event was really cool and really fun. Anything you guys want to say?
Student council also helped volunteer with the hot dog fry. We didn't have any brats, we had hot dogs, so thank you to those students who volunteered, and Kelsey for keeping us company.
It was just a great day. I'm just gonna say it, I don't care.
She loved it.
I had the best time that day. I was looking out and we had kids everywhere. You were there with your husband and your fire truck stuff, and you know, like we were working the brat fry and kids were playing, and I looked at whoever was standing next to me. Might have been you. And I said, I feel like I'm in a Hallmark movie right now. Honestly, like I got home and it was so great. The band was playing, I am not kidding. When you're watching a Hallmark movie and it's like the community all comes together, I'm getting emotional. It was so great.
And better yet, none of them bucked you off.
I know, right? We all walked away unscathed. Well, not your tent. Your tent did.
We didn't put her on a bike.
I don't like riding bikes. I'm staying off of all moving things for a while.
Especially an obstacle course.
Graduation, when a student did a backflip off the stage,
Oh, my
I said to Ryan, "You're next." He said, "We're just getting over that donkey backflip." I'm not doing that.
But
No,
yeah,
but it was
great.
It was
a good
really,
day.
it was cool, because, you know, I would never say this out loud in a public meeting that, you know, you come to a Saturday event, you're like, oh man, I gotta work on Saturday. You never have that thought. But I will say, driving home, I was like, same thing.
It
Like,
was
that was
great.
cool. It was a really
It was
great
just a
event,
great
and
day.
we had a lot of fun.
And you didn't get to hose anybody down, but that's okay.
Maybe next year.
Oh, God, I'm gonna
Another
start
example
worrying.
of trying to get school community stuff together.
Yep.
The police organized it.
Yep,
school
the
part
police
of it,
organized.
Fire department part of it, just a community event.
Community businesses, yeah.
Yep, the businesses came and donated and worked, and yep, because
Holistic.
Kathy was back there and Sandy was back there grilling. It was such a great day.
And really, the drivers of this, and I think the credit should be recognized, is Chief Ron and Jenny.
They really helped drive this to make sure it happened, and it was really fun.
That's great.
Awesome. All right, so, last thing. We are wrapping up the school year, as you know, and I just want to thank the special ed team. A lot of IEP work has gone in this year of
We had 2 in
evaluating
one day one
students.
time,
Yeah.
on Tuesday, yesterday.
So you're evaluating students, you're getting the paperwork ready for the meeting, you're having the meeting, you're updating the paperwork. I'm reading all of the paperwork, and then there's just a lot of pieces that go all the way through every single IEP we do. So I want to specifically thank the special ed teacher and aid team as a whole. I also want to thank the administrative team going to the IEPs and being present and being LEAs. I want to thank Miss Lee for all the scheduling of all of this and getting everybody coordinated between classroom teacher, special ed teacher, parents. It's a lot of moving pieces. I want to thank Lisa Roach, our school psychologist, who is buried in paperwork. Whenever I see her, she's just kind of going through the paperwork, and that's what she does. And it's hours of work that's kind of, you don't see it, but it's happening. And I just want to thank everyone. They make me better, and I hope I make all of them better as we do this each year. I think we are refining it as we go. I think we're growing. I think we're getting better, and we're writing better IEPs to better support our students each year. So next year we go through our annual, it's not annual, I'm sorry, our audit every 5 years, and so next year is an audit year for us. That's an opportunity again to grow, to refine what we do. I think people hear the word audit and they get freaked out. It's not about freaking out if you have a mistake. I'm telling you, there will be mistakes in somewhere in our paperwork. That's not the point. It's about learning from those mistakes, improving on them, and making sure that they don't happen going forward. And so I'm excited for it. I think everybody did a really good job, and it's a lot of work. So I just want to thank everybody.
All right, at the middle school, high school, we had some pretty fun pirate rallies. So you've probably heard about these before. We usually have some celebrations. We talk about areas of growth, and then we acknowledge positive student behaviors that we've been seeing. And then we usually do something fun. And this time we played a little bit of a fun game, which was, who is more likely to, Dr. Treptow or Mrs. Kutzler? And we gave them, I think there were 11 of them. And the highlights maybe would be Dr. Treptow is most likely to say a slang word in the wrong way.
And make the kids cringe.
Yeah. And I am most likely to do a TikTok dance the right way, the wrong way. The wrong way. We are split on who would survive a zombie apocalypse.
I think I would survive, but all the kids picked her.
Surprise, surprise.
It's the donkey leg.
So it was a fun way to kind of wrap up the end of the year, transition as the kids are kind of seeing new faces, different faces, but yet she's not going away. She's just kind of going to be in a different office for a little bit. So it was fun, but bittersweet at the same time. All right, so middle school is having a fun day tomorrow as well. Theirs is a mix of inside activities, outside activities, and a little bit of homework mixed in if we have some assignments that still need to be done. So we have a detailed list, and once they finish that work, then they get to join their classmates. So we are still focusing on that academic work before we get to end with some fun activities. Just like Ryan said, shout out to the teachers who are packing up their classrooms. We have, it feels like a school-wide shuffle going on with classrooms. So not only is tech ed and art packing large and ridiculous amounts of equipment and supplies, but we also have teachers who are moving from this room to that room as we all experience this shuffle. So it takes a lot of time and effort from a lot of people. So thank you to those teachers, especially who are planning ahead and trying to get as much done ahead of time so we can hand those rooms over in a timely manner and keep the renovation on track. So thank you to all of them and their hard work. Then lastly, educator effectiveness. We are wrapping things up. So most of our documentation is done. Our observations are done. Most of my end of year meetings have taken place. And so we're in a really good place to end the year on a positive note and kind of look ahead to next year. So all in all, good month. Yeah.
Well, you can guess what's on our minds, because my thank you was also to all of our teachers who have been busily working to get everything ready to go to wrap up a school year. It's so much as it is, but then on top of it, I mean, I would say probably 80-90% of our students or teachers are doing some sort of moving, whether it's the big, huge stuff that our tech ed and art teachers are doing, and the moving the things from one side of the room to the other that our elementary teachers are doing, and then also just the shuffling that Mrs. Kutzler was talking about. So huge thank you to them for their patience and their resilience as we're ending this very short school year. Hopefully the long summer will help. But I also want to do a little addition as a thank you to Mr. Verrier and Mrs. Kutzler, and anybody else who went above and beyond. I know Mrs. Liebenthal was today just helping out with that moving. Not only are we, Mr. Verrier, before the music concert on Monday, here we were rolling things, helping Mr. Anderson take carts and things that we didn't want traveling in trucks and couldn't wrap up over to the bus garage or the bus barn. And we've got Mrs. Kutzler has been working filling many boxes and helping Mrs. Wagner get packed up. I got a box and a half, I think Colleen and I did one day in her room as well. So we have, everybody has been pitching in and helping, and so it really does, it resonates and brings out that we are all working together too. So thank you to you two and everybody else for their help that they've been giving. Andrea and I went to a declining enrollment kind of strategic planning seminar together. Again, and I'm not trying to always say this, but I think it was both validating of the things that we need to be doing and should be doing. We have been doing a lot of them. We were going through that checklist. It's like, yep, we did that already. Okay, we did that already. But it was also gave Andrea and I some time to troubleshoot and start planning about additional ideas and things that we could look at going into the future as most schools. The issue, the big thing is it's not just that schools themselves have declining enrollment. Our state itself has declining enrollment. So it's a double-edged sword with that.
Just jump in real quick.
Yeah, please.
I thought it was really interesting. They also taught us about the birth rates in Wisconsin overall, which I found really interesting because that's not a piece that I had heard before. So just in general, our enrollment is declining because the birth rates are declining. So I thought that was interesting.
No, it was, yeah. Did you have anything else that you wanted to point out from that one? Because
we
there was a
did.
lot. There was a lot of it. Excellent explanations that even, the average Joe could understand with school finance. We had talked about, how do we educate our general public about how school finance works? Because we'd like to think that it works similar to like a business or a corporation, but it doesn't. It's totally different. And so just how can we bring that concept down into layman's terms? I want to thank Guy and Nate for helping us out and coming to our wellness policy, and you were there too, Kelly, but pre-board, for our wellness policy revision and our WellSat. We are working on finishing up those goals, and our plan is hopefully, if everything goes well, bringing those to you at our next board meeting so that we can get those published. It's required for us to have those published. They'll be on our website as well. So that went really well. My favorite is always Nate saying, every time I do something like this, I'm learning something more. I mean, he is just, it's always something, there's always something new that you're learning. I want to thank Dennis for the last month. He and I have been spending a lot of time together. He's been letting me tag along. Sorry if I'm stealing anything from yours. Dennis and I went to Portage to the CISA PAC meeting. Again, took in a lot of really good information. Just the conversations that you have with the other CISA 5 superintendents is invaluable. And then we also went to the Trailways administrative meeting at Kestrel Ridge, where again, I was able to meet additional people, have some conversations just about what's happening within the Trailways. So that's been phenomenal. And then today I was able to go to Auburn Ridge for a couple of hours, where we were talking about how can we work collaboratively to get not only our students out into our local businesses and our communities through YAs, but how can we also invite and get our community members and our business members into our schools? Again, just how do we strengthen those partnerships and build those bridges, because we are all working together for the same common goal. So I'm excited that the finishing room was approved tonight, because that is one of the things that, that they do the finished cabinetry working. And so being able to get, them in here was great. It was kind of bittersweet. I felt a little old because Mitchell Waterworth was the director of HR, and I had him as a student in Randolph back in the day. So, just to see him and Tyler Barr there, it was, hey, how you doing? I mean, I had a different last name at that point, but it was great to see your students successful and out into the world, and then wanting to give back then to the community as well, which how can we partner together? And last but not least, graduation was awesome. In my 4 years here as principal, we have had graduation outside every year. Some days a little hotter than others. I know I'm jinxing it. Maybe that's okay. But it was great. The class behaved exactly as we thought that they would. After practice on Friday, they were a little rambunctious, which as they are, they're a very eclectic, amazing class, but Saturday morning, Kevin and I were talking, and I said to him, there's only one kid that I'm really worried about, and that was our wonderful, lovely student. So, I do have a good pulse still on the kids, and those instincts, they never really prove me wrong, do they? So that was it. That's what I've got. It's a lot, but this month there's been a lot going on. So. Yeah, it has been.
Awesome. Thank you. We'll move on to future business manager.
It's coming sooner than later now. They already covered the thanking everybody, so I'll leave that to them. Try not to repeat anything. But I attended the WASBO Spring Conference just last week at the Kalahari. I always enjoy going to these. I went to some really great sessions on how to communicate the budget and finances to the community and the board. So those were really interesting for me. It's great to get together with business managers across the state and just bounce ideas off of each other. So that was a really good conference. Continuing to update the pictures on the referendum website. So make sure you're checking those out to see the progress. It's been really cool to walk out there every couple weeks and see what's going on. And Dennis and I have begun budget planning for the next year. So we go line by line in the budget, which has been really eye-opening to me. I've had some aha moments, like, oh, that's where that goes. And so that's been really helpful. And I appreciate Dennis's time on that with me. So just learning more about the expenses and revenues and how we upload those into Skyward and report on those. So I know in June here we'll begin working on our end of year responsibilities as well. So I'm interested to see what he has in store for me for that.
She's been doing some of the work for me, which is really nice. Okay, I guess my turn. On another insurance note, we have broker for health insurance. We also have brokers for liability, property, workers' comp, all those kind of things. And last year, I think it went up right around 20%, which we were not thrilled about. And it wasn't just workers' comp that went up, it was the liability too. And this year, it's less than 1% increase. So that was less than we expected. So as we put that numbers into the budget, that'll help us update things for next year. And my notes here, the thing where I talked about health insurance, and then I talked about having Andrea and I and working on the budget with Jennifer and how much we're done. But then I said, oh, they're going to approve the special ed, and that didn't happen. So that will be coming later. Jennifer will also get to meet some more of the superintendents from the Trailways Conference on June 10th. It's going to be a Zoom. So she'll see some more people online because there was only a handful of us there at Kestrel Ridge last week. It was ADs and superintendents. So we had a little talk after with the superintendent group all got together, which was really helpful, I hope. So she'll get to meet and be introduced to the rest of them who weren't there. That'll be on the Zoom meeting on June 10th. This Friday, we're having a goodbye lunch for everybody and celebrate everyone who's leaving and say our goodbyes. And we have stuff we give out for 10, 15 years, or people leaving the district, retirement gifts, and a whole bunch of different things that we'll be handing out to people, honoring lots of people. I mean, last year we had nobody leaving at this point, and this year we have a lot of people that we've loved for years that are be going. And on a personal note, I attended my last WASDA conference of the superintendents. It was at Elkhart Lake, and they had a banquet to honor people who are leaving and number of years' experience. So I got to go on stage twice, once for 15 years as the superintendent. I got a certificate for that, and then a retirement, and they took a bunch of retirement pictures of all the people who were retiring around the state. So it was kind of fun, and there's a few people that were, at least a couple people that in one of those pictures that I remember doing first-year superintendent classes with, which you're probably going to be doing the same kind of thing, and then some years later, you'll see those people again going all the way through. So it's been fun to see. We had a really huge class that year. It was when Act 20 was happening, or Act 10 was happening, so a lot of people were leaving. So there's a whole bunch of us, and most of them retired before I did, but at least some of them were around yet too. So that's what we've been up to.
I noticed I didn't get my succession sheet, so is that everyone telling me you guys are ready? July 1st, you're ready to?
They're ready tomorrow.
All right. All right, any other questions for administration? All right, well, thank you for that. Any other topics before we move to closed session? All right, with that, I will take a motion to move into closed session under 19.851C.
I'll put a motion for Jeff to go into closed session.
All right, we have a motion by Ken. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Guy, and we're gonna do a roll call vote. Kenny?
Yes.
Guy?
Yep.
Kelly?
Yes.
And Jeff is a yes.
It's a bathroom break, though.
Oh, thank God.